Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
How are you, my friend?
Quite well, thank
Doing
you.
all right? Yeah. Thought it was going to rain on us, but it's cleared up. It looks nice right now. I'll take that. And, I wanted to ask you how you feel about the news. It just broke.
Yeah, the Palace.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about the Palace, man.
Yeah, you got a soft spot.
Well, I think it's just such a viable building, and they're saying they're gonna demolish it in the fall. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah. Is it selfishness more than anything because you live close to there, so going to events there is really easy for you?
No, I don't use it enough. That is part of it. I mean, it's top of mind all the time. I drive by it twice a day at least, and boy, it's just such a good building.
I know, and they just dumped what, $50 million into it.
I think that's what. To do those entrances, redo those areas, put in new bars and stuff, and then
that was cool too, man. That was
Goris just seems really knee jerk to me.
Yeah.
Oh boy, they're building a new one downtown. I got to be a part of that. So he books down there with the Pistons, and what are you going to do with it? I say, this viable building. It's not viable unless there's something to put in it. And there's not.
Yeah,
so
I know. What could you go? You couldn't put shit in there. Honestly, it's off the beaten path, and with all these new stadiums downtown, like you just what's the point?
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just a weird sign of the times and kind of signal of our culture, like this just wasteful culture.
Well, usually you see a stadium go up in a place that's already, a metropolis, a downtown somewhere. It really was weird when the Palace came in, and it was just like
Bill Davidson's land,
Yeah, but it's in the middle of nowhere. That was really undeveloped at the time. A lot of that. I mean, around there now, it's awesome. Where you live and going up Lapeer. That's
where living is a vacation.
Absolutely, and there's some really cool stuff up there. But I'm always like, okay, well, what are they going to do? Because it's like, yeah, we want to give back to the community. It's always about the community and all that stuff. And
sure,
Goris and the whatever brothers, the building team that's working on it now. It's like, oh yeah, the community. It's like, okay, what are we doing? What are we giving back to the community?
Wait, what are you talking about? At LCA or
no, here for the Palace. And so I was reading a big story about it, and it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? Or what are we bringing in video games? What are we gonna? It's gonna be a mall. You know what it looks like? It's like.
All right, maybe it's a little too early for the e-gaming, but yeah, you're going to need an e-gaming stadium down the line.
Right? It sounds like it's going to be office space. Boring.
No, it's advertised as this, critical juncture for the autos and blah, blah, blah. And they've been saying that about the damn Silverdome spot for how many years,
Yeah.
It's critical Oakland County
right there
junction. I mean, there just couldn't be a more valuable space. Oh, yeah? Go ahead and sell it. Go, somebody. Go, now.
Yeah, if it's so easy. I mean, it's perfect. Easy on, easy off at 75. It's perfect. So you're tearing it down then, and then I read Office Space and other stuff, and I'm like, that's not going to drag me to fucking that area. Office Space? That stinks.
Office Space.
Is there anything more boring than parking lot? Perhaps.
Hey man, it's a good sign of the economy if it does get gobbled up by somebody, I guess. But it's just crazy to me because I go by there all the time and it's such a good building.
I know I can't even ask you. You barely read the story, but it sounded like Goris was keeping it and was going to help develop whatever goes there. He wants to be involved. The community has done a lot for him, and for his franchise that he's owned for a week. So he feels he owes it to people like you, Jay. That live where living is in fact a vacation, and so it'll be interesting.
So he will sell it to the highest bidder, and they will put in offers.
Yeah, if he really was that concerned, I mean, couldn't he put like a park there, or a
park would be nice.
Some skate park with some,
a skate parky. I like the way you're going. That's going to bring riffraff, though.
I don't know.
That's going to bring riffraff. That's going to scare people like Jay. A bunch of skate punks coming out there.
I've always thought Milford. Milford has been trying to put a skate park in for like 10 years or something, and that's what the people of Milford always say, like, the kids will be doing drugs and smoke. Like, for one, the kids are already doing the drugs. Like, like what is the big deal? They have a skate park in fucking Holland, Michigan has a skate park. Milford, it's too good for Milford, though, apparently.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so funny how that gets out there. Oh, the riffraff, it's going to bring the drugs. It's like, really? You think a skate park's just going to
all of a sudden
drugs
now Milford kids are just going to be sitting there.
I love it. They're scouring the globe for old audio, but when you've got someone who's been in Congress like Joe Biden for 100 years, it's like, let's see what this 1973 speech is about, or this 1985 speech, and there he is, go rallying on and on. He wants to lock up anybody that's caught throwing a rave party. It's just it's a haven for drugs. and the less desirables, we need to throw them in jail for life.
Yeah, he definitely has a record.
Yeah.
To point to.
Did he say? Does that
He wanted them
what he said?
imprisoned for life,
For
dude.
throwing rave
for
parties.
people having raves. They're illegal.
Right.
They're illegal. And this would have been at the time when they were
Yeah.
totally underground and I don't know, houses or abandoned
or
warehouses
yeah.
and stuff. But it's just funny seeing this guy, trying to be Mr. Progressive now, and it's like, I didn't feel that way back then when you wanted them all thrown in jail for life.
He legitimately said if you throw a rave party, you should go to jail.
Yeah,
for
the people
life.
that organize it because it's against the law, something like that. You
For
could probably.
life?
I thought he did. Yeah, he wanted
he
them.
definitely said something.
He wanted that. He wanted to throw the key away. As far if I remember it correctly. See if you can find the video. It was going around the other day or a week ago.
Yeah.
And the Bernie Sanders, when people are going through he had a public access TV show. Have you seen any of those clips?
No.
Fuck, dude. It was like Bernie in the community, and he's talking to kids, and it's just fucking creepy as shit.
Okay.
He's like, "What do you think about cocaine?" To like 7-year-olds, they're like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, gives this girl this big lecture about don't do drugs. La, 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 la. You listen to your parents. She's like, can I go now? And just like walks away.
Yeah, these codgers, man, they've been around so long. They really do have a long record. So
Yeah.
people start drumming that stuff up.
And he's got a bit of the Barbara Bush syndrome. He has not aged at all. These go back decades, and he looks exactly the same, which is weird. I don't know what it is with politicians, but any lucky?
I think I'm waiting for a commercial here, but I think this is going to be here. Give me here. We skip ahead here finally.
I think this is more of a local problem. If I were governor of my state or mayor of my town, I would be passing new ordinances relating to stiff criminal penalties for anyone who held a rave. The promoter, the guy who owned the building. I would put the son of a gun in jail. I would change the law.
Hell yeah.
But we're afraid to do that because we affect commercial interests. They get kind of shaky when we do that. I would be moving vigorously. You can ask my cops who are going to come and testify. And your folks. There's no doubt about where these raves are. In the middle of the desert. Arrest the promoter. Find a rationale unrelated to drugs. Keeping an unsafe, for example, I'm the guy who authored the crack house legislation. We can use the crack house legislation to tear down these buildings.
Boy, he was Mr. Law and Order, huh?
Hell yeah, he was. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't quite so hard, but he wants him in jail.
Still...
You throw a rave party, you go to jail.
But dude, I mean, the thing is, the people he's talking about. I mean, if he's talking about promoters back in those days. I mean, he could be talking about the
high school kid.
Well, but he's talking about the guy that. I mean, essentially, also the people that led to EDC, and Electric Daisy Carnival. That dude was just a guy running things underground. But
Can you imagine if Mr. Biden had his way?
Exactly. I wouldn't have fucking got my candy bracelets and had body highs.
Yeah, we might not have Tomorrowland.
Get on your feet, Tomorrowland.
Exactly, Mr. Biden.
Hey, play that one again. Listen to this opening phrasing. Does it sound familiar to you? The way he says this opening phrase.
What did he say?
I don't remember exactly what it is, but it will remind you of a certain Donald Sterling, I believe, if you listen closely.
Really? All right.
Hit it, Jesus.
God dang it, this stupid fucking thing. I want to... No! I don't
subscribe now.
I don't want to fucking subscribe.
Can these people stop asking us to subscribe? Nobody wants to subscribe to your shit.
I think this is more of a local problem.
I think.
If I were governor of my state
Stop
or
it.
mayor of
Stop
my
it.
town...
Go back to the very beginning.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I think he should be ashamed of himself.
All right, listen.
It's okay. You're right. Fucking that volume.
See if you can do them together. It's got to line up with E, but...
Come on.
This is more of a local problem.
It's not YouTube, so it's not fucking...
I think...
Dude.
Yeah,
I think he should be ashamed of himself.
it is. I can't fucking...
That's funny. How did you hear that?
As soon as he pressed play, I was like, wait, was that, huh?
Is that Don?
Don?
Is that the Don himself?
Hey everybody, Twin Peaks, it's your ultimate sports lodge with a menu to match. Pair any of their made-from-scratch menu items with a frosty 29-degree draft beer served by a beautiful Twin Peaks girl, and you're in for a legendary sports watching experience. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey, you guys excited for the college baseball World Series starting tonight?
I'm theme dressing, so
I kind of am actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
You mentioned it last night, and that was the first time I knew Michigan was in it, but
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have cared if it wasn't Michigan in it. I mean, dude.
No, obviously. Yeah.
So I'm excited, but I mean.
Yeah, I saw that the Michigan's coach.
And who is named
Eric Bakic. I don't know. Younger guy, seems pretty cool. But there's an interview clip he did. One of those in the dugout between innings or something, and female ESPN reporter or something is asking him about, what do you think of getting kids today and blah blah blah. And he really goes off, and there were a lot of people. I was surprised. He kind of goes off like, hey man, our guy, if you're good, we'll find you. This idea that kids need to be in travel programs always and in these showcases to be seen. We go into the inner cities and we'll find kids that are just talented, blah blah
kids
blah.
in the inner cities play baseball?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they cut to
idea.
they cut to an outfielder, like a black kid in the outfield. I was like, is that one of the
See,
guys?
there's one.
There's one right there. Look at him. And I know, it does seem weird though that it's kind of a racket from what I was reading, and you know more about this than I do, but it sounds like there's a real
Youth
racket.
sports, yeah.
Yes, where it's like you're not even, you're not on a travel team of some sorts, getting in front of the right eyeballs. Like, do parents really think their little Johnny is going to go and get some sort of a scholarship somewhere? I mean, that's so rare.
Yeah, a lot of them do. I will say this though, that there's just simply there's rec, which is dog shit.
Yeah.
And then if you want to play at any sort of competitive level, you have to jump into travel immediately.
Ugh.
Like it's just it's such a distinct difference between rec and the kids starting out there. And if you got to get out, or you're not going to develop. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll say that for
So
sure in regard to the beautiful game.
If you want to be good, if you want to up your game, not necessarily be a D1 player, but if you want real good competition.
If you just want to play at any sort of level, you have to get into travel. It's just a fact now, because everybody, and it's too bad, because there's definitely kids in travel who are more of the rec ilk and who do not have any sort of future beyond middle
tell
school.
them that?
No, I mean you put them on a C team, Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that there's a C team, A,
Tells
B,
you
and
everything.
C, yeah, you're not that good. You
Yeah.
should be in a rec program, and that's a function of parents like, well, I want the sticker on the back of my car. I want to tell my friends that he plays for whatever, and he wants the backpack and the cool uniform, instead of just going, no, let's be real here.
Yeah, your kid blows.
Yeah.
He belongs on a fucking, one of those half grass, half dirt covered fields.
Yeah.
Off the side of the freeway. And
So I
just
imagine
kick the ball
baseball
around.
is somewhat the same. To his point, though, if there is some extraordinary talent who can't afford to play, who's not already pulled into a travel organization and given a scholarship, I guess, I guess you'll find those kids.
Yeah, well,
but what you find is, like what I just alluded to, if there is this godly player that you're just like, oh fuck, we got to have him.
Yeah.
You'll make it work in your travel organization. You'll pay for him.
Yeah, just to
play.
get him in
Yeah.
your group. Yeah, I could see that. And people were quick to point out, because it doesn't take long to do a little fact checking and going, oh, wow, 38 of the 39 players on Michigan's baseball team all played some form of travel or showcase
I'm
leagues.
shocked it's not 39 out of 39.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe that was the black kid they showed in the highlight clip. They just plucked him off the streets. But yeah, it does seem like a rag, because I know you guys pay a fortune for that shit. That's not free.
Yeah.
And is the reason rec leagues suck so bad because everyone's splintered off into travels?
Yeah, because like everybody, my kid needs to be the next thing. My kid needs the warm up. My kid needs the backpack. I've got expendable income. Why the hell not?
Well, I have two friends, and you and Tooch, who have done this forever. Tooch's daughter is playing college ball now, partial scholarship, and it sounds like maybe Russell will do some. So it's like it can work out.
Yeah,
but that's rare shit.
For sure. Yeah.
And I'm shocked at the amount of time that people will dedicate to, like, we're in Tennessee for the weekend, we're in Florida for a tournament.
Yeah,
but
not all of that is aimed at, oh, my kid's going to get a scholarship. It's what they do as a family. You know, like I love it. There's nothing.
It's just expensive. That's all.
Yeah.
Our parents wouldn't have done that. We wouldn't have gone on national trips around the country.
I don't go on any other trip. You know, I don't go anywhere except Ohio and Pennsylvania. And
I know. I'm just thinking about the price, Jay. If putting a family of 4 or 5 in a hotel room for 3 nights, I mean, it just doesn't make fiscal sense. You know?
No, it's a weird thing for sure. I mean, I don't begrudge people for looking at how I spend my time and weekend, you know, my money doing this. Who go, what the hell are you doing?
Well,
but for me, it is a ton of fun. For my kids, it's a ton of fun.
Yeah,
and it's a short period, a couple more years of this, and we're done.
And you know what? I shouldn't say that, because I can totally see how, as you know, like, the hardest thing to do when you've got kids your kids' age, where they want to be with their friends, not necessarily hanging out with their parents. Like, you do get that time where it's like, dude, we go away for a weekend and I've got the boys here, and you know, so you do kind of get this fucking family time.
It's a family event,
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the game, the Michigan game tonight. Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
I'm worried about Vanderbilt.
Dude, of course I am. I mean, honestly,
what were you saying, Jay?
Do we resolve? Is it 2 out of 3?
It's 3 games. Yep, best 2 out of 3.
I guess in sports, though, you just never know in the Suns. They're obviously a very hot team right now, but Vanderbilt, from what
well, they have to be inspired by the death of Gloria.
They have to be
really moved by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inspired.
Yep.
They're playing for glow.
And you hate to lose someone at such a ripe young age of 96.
You do.
I mean, when you lose, you know, icons early.
So unexpected.
It's very unexpected. And you know, so I might be pulling for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Do they have a patch on their jersey, E?
I don't know. But what
GV.
I can't see. What I do think is funny is I'm not as much of a bandwagon normally. Like, this is by far the fastest and most obnoxious bandwagon I've joined, because I just started watching on Saturday.
Yeah, with very little knowledge too.
That's
you
what I think.
Not to know about
that's the thing.
any of this.
So that's my point. Like, it's such a different thing I noticed when I was watching. Like, even if it's like the Red Wings, like, oh shit, all of a sudden the Red Wings are looking good, I should start watching games. It's not harder, like, to maybe find players and stuff, but like when you're watching a game and you have no idea who the good player is, who the bad player is, if someone makes a mistake, I don't know, they'll go like, fuck, of course it was him. Yeah. It's just like,
Johnson.
Hey, how dare you make that mistake?
Johnson.
I know. So I have no knowledge of anything. Other than I know what it takes to win a baseball game.
Well, you told me an interesting fact the other day, though. You said that Michigan was the only northern
in a while. They have to look and see the number. But
apparently just everybody in Vanderbilt is Tennessee, is it? Or
that sounds about right.
Down south way, at least.
Yeah,
and
Tennessee.
Yeah, he was telling me that, like, nobody from above, I don't know, north of Ohio or
all
something.
southern or western teams, I think. I'd have to look exactly what the number was, but this is a very rare thing that a northern team makes it this far.
Yeah, isn't that in part just that they're able to play year round?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's like true with the beautiful game
Absolutely.
as well. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're playing in Omaha, Ameritrade Park, TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha tonight. So Vanderbilt, it sounds like Vanderbilt is just one of those loaded, stacked teams, you know, multiple players drafted going to the pros, and Michigan is just that Cinderella hot team. And so I was looking at Anthony Fennick, our friend. We used to have him on to talk Tiger baseball a couple of years ago. He says, I'm not picking against Vanderbilt. This might be Tim Corbin's best team. I would agree. It sounds like it is.
Tim's put together some great teams.
I mean, he really has. When you look at Corbin's work over the last few years, I mean, it's undeniable. And I have to agree with Anthony on this one. I think this is maybe his best squad. Michigan's margin for error, he says, will be significantly slimmer than previous games. I would agree with that as well. The Wolverines are on their way, but they're not deep enough yet to beat the Commodores, a team like the Commodores, on this big of a stage. So he's picking Vanderbilt in 2 games.
Oh, shit.
Sweet. Yeah.
I'm going to have to sit there and watch 2 games. You know another thing that struck me with these games as I've been watching them? Because I've watched all the 3 again, but nothing else. And I don't really watch the Tigers right now because they fucking blow.
Yeah.
And so when it's not, like, baseball's a long game. It's just so long.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, and I haven't been watching all year, so I don't have this real built-up emotional attachment. I want them to win. I cheer for Michigan sports.
They're wearing yellow and blue.
Yeah,
it's
basically he's cheering for a block M.
Yeah.
I know, and so that's my point. So I've sat here a few times. I'm like, fuck. It's the fourth inning.
Well, here's the thing,
I want them to win. I want the high of the end. I'll buy a fucking hat if they win. And
there you go.
With a 3-game series, anybody can pull that off. Couple wins in baseball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baseball more than any other game, it's like throw the records out the window. Who knows? In a 1-game series,
I know, dude. Yeah. And any given Sunday, Jay, you've heard the term.
They win the first one. Fucking coin toss in the next one.
Yep.
Coin toss in the next one. I mean, they could totally do it.
Sean Windsor seems to agree with you. He says, might as well continue the story. Might as well book the Wolverines to knock off another higher-seeded foe. Vanderbilt's lineup is stacked, arguably the sport's best pitcher. It won't matter. Champion Michigan in 3.
Wow.
Yep.
Going the distance, 3.
I know.
And then Joe Rexrode, these are all sports writers from either Tennessee
Rexrode is from State, and he moved down to Tennessee, So he's commenting on Vanderbilt, huh?
He says it's the best team against the best team. It's the best team against the team playing the best. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Vanderbilt should win because it has the scariest lineup in the sport, but Michigan isn't just an underdog riding a wave, blah, blah, blah. Terrific rotation, lefty Tommy Henry. I think we'll get to see him get the start tonight, which I'm excited about. And if they get to the bullpen, we're in trouble. Otherwise...
When I'm looking at this, by the way, and I'm kind of just scanning the World Series matches, not like so just the final matches, not the whole College World Series tournament part. But like it looks like Eastern Michigan losing in '76 was the last team that I can in my fist,
northern team,
kind of northern-ish team to even make it this far. So if I'm correct here, I'm kind of scanning through.
I thought Michigan won it in like
did in like the
86 or
'60s.
something.
I think they went.
Yeah,
about like Barry Larkin and those guys, but maybe
I think
imagining that.
No, I think I'm looking here in the 80s. I don't see a Michigan team winning it.
Okay.
But I think they went like in the 80s or something. They had a good team.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It'd be fun. Why not?
Sure.
In your backyard, why not check it out? And
why not the yellow and blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Anytime you can get one of those sports that aren't typically seen a lot, whether it's soccer or baseball, whatever, on ESPN, national TV, prime time, 3 days in a row. There'll be,
maybe 3.
Maybe 3,
yeah,
perhaps.
What do you mean? Who's to say?
Who's to say?
I told my dad, I don't know, it's something, sometimes it does take something like this, because it's like, I'm not going to start watching certain sports for whatever reason, but baseball, I do like baseball, so I said, maybe this would make me next year start watching a little more, or at least somewhat pay attention. I mean, I can see myself
I would
caring.
never know when the games are, what channel to find them on. You know what I mean? Like,
God.
I'm out.
Old man and
I'm
pussy
out.
from your thing.
That'd be something fun to get into, though, and go to the games.
Because it'd be cheap as
fuck,
dude, and you'd be close
Exactly.
and stuff. I mean, you're not going to have to worry about big, just be really inexpensive and really affordable to go and be close.
Inexpensive and affordable.
Yeah,
I know.
Absolutely. I would agree with both of those.
I got caught in a thing there. If you want, by the way, I don't know exactly where. I think it's near the beginning, but this is the whole thing he did. It's like 11 minutes, but I think that speech he gives is pretty close to beginning, maybe. This is that whole speech from him talking about drugs and Joe Biden.
Oh, drug ecstasy.
If you want.
Noticed that every new...
Look at that flat head.
I know.
The back of his head is so flat.
Oh, see, maybe not.
follows the same pattern. It's advertised as being basically benign. That's how crack was at the beginning. You remember? You don't have to snort it to store your nostrils, do all these bad things. All you do is smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Fuck
this is,
yeah. Hunter
Was
or
it
whatever.
Hunter?
Yeah, I think it was Hunter. I think he got.
Yeah, you're right.
Didn't he get caught with something recently that's not even really being reported? I thought.
I don't know about that, but he did have my bad. I thought when I saw that, I thought
he was kicked out of the Navy.
Okay.
Yeah,
For blow.
Right.
And I thought there was a story. Look it up, Hunter Biden right now. It's it's not reported much, but I think there was some stuff found in his vehicle.
Gotcha.
That shouldn't have been there. It was like, can you imagine if this was Don Jr.?
Oh, right.
Can you imagine what the press would do with a Don Jr. story if he got caught with, whatever? And wasn't he banging his brother's wife?
The widow of his brother, yeah. But then I just saw something where he was cheating on her and has a baby mama has a baby mama on the side while he was... Right.
This is funny. This is just a headline. This has nothing to do with drugs, but this is 4 days ago, a story.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So so his brother is dying of brain cancer. It was that Bo?
Yes, telling his dad to run for president.
And he didn't at the time. You know, kind of a dick move. Dying wish. So Bo is married to this sweet woman. We'll call her Mrs. Biden. And Bo's dying of brain cancer. He dies, so he's not in the picture anymore. Hunter decides, I'll start banging my dead brother's wife.
Yeah.
And they were together for a while until Hunter started banging someone else, knocked her up.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, we didn't know about it, but yeah, we're just learning now that he's got a love child, and she's demanding more support of sorts, I believe is how that goes. What are the other string of incidents, E, that you were seeing?
Jay, well, that was in the article there. I didn't actually... It just...
Boy, E's Bingmanship today is just...
Yeah, your Bingmanship.
It has nothing to do with that. It's just a stupid thing.
What are the suspicious incidents?
I'd have to...
Well, you have the whole Ukraine thing, right?
Oh, that's not even suspicious. Yeah. That's just flat out bullshit.
You want me to read this? I guess I could read it while you do something.
Oh, it's another claiming she gave birth to a baby doe.
Oh, boy.
Wow. I know he's a hunter, but shit.
1 month after commissioning in the Naval Reserve, Biden tested positive for cocaine use and was discharged February 2014.
Yeah. But then he got right back on the horse, and we had that, flew to China with his dad. Next thing you know, he's got a $1.5 billion
yeah, he did well, huh?
investment in his unknown firm.
The deal was later increased to $1.5 billion, and that was with John Kerry's son as well, right?
Yeah, the ketchup man.
Yeah.
Not bad if you can get it. Why go to Wall Street with the big dogs when you could go to Hunter Biden, who just got thrown out of the Navy for a crack problem?
Oh, he was one of the Ashley Madison dudes too. I remember that 2015.
But do we know it was him? Because someone might have posed as him. Remember, he was saying that.
I mean, this is Wikipedia, so who knows what's what.
I believe his credit card was on there, but so.
Gotcha.
Oh, really? Is that what happened? I can't believe it.
Yeah. So was he going to Ashley Madison when he was banging his dead brother's wife?
Well,
or the mistress?
He was divorced. He was married in '93. Had 3 daughters, divorced in 17. In 16, Biden began dating Hallie Oliveri, his former sister-in-law and widow of his brother. Boo. The pair were reported to have split in 2019. In 2015, he was named as a user on Ashley Madison. So before he divorced from his first wife.
Okay, and then in 2016 is when they found a powdery substance and a crack pipe in his rental car.
God, man.
Was that cocaine pipe and white powdery substance found in Hunter Biden's rental car?
He's had a hell of a decade, huh?
Yeah, it's been a good stretch. It's moving along for him. He's doing well. But, his firm is killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, he hooked up with a ketchup guy and,
Hell of a decade.
Yeah. I mean, no privilege there.
No, not at all. Just standard fare for most people, right? That's okay.
It's funny. Today's the big day that Bernie Sanders is announcing, what his plan. He's unveiled his plan to cancel all student debt.
Oh, right. I know.
Going further than a signature proposed by, the squaw herself, Elizabeth Warren. And Sanders says the proposal will reduce the economic burden on 45 million Americans. In a generation hard hit by the Wall Street crash, it forgives all student debt and ends the absurdity of sentencing an entire generation to a lifetime of debt for the crime of getting a college education.
You could just pay it off like I did.
Yeah, but
you go to work, be responsible, and pay it off.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, the government should pay it off for you.
Maybe pick majors that could lead to jobs or go to a trade school.
What are you talking about? Poetry, dude, there's a lot of good poets that we probably haven't heard from because they didn't get a proper education.
That's actually my favorite. My favorite isn't even just that. Like, it's what you just said. It's like when someone goes with,
liberal arts degree.
Liberal arts, and they're like, I have with a degree, 4-year school, and student debt. What am I supposed to do? And I can't even get a job. I'm like, well, you went to school for liberal arts to learn how to speak French or something, and now
women's studies.
Yeah, women's studies important. Yeah. We don't want to deny that that's not important.
I like to study women.
I do too. You can do it without paying like $50,000 a year though, if you want. Anyway, so the debt cancellation will be covered by a series of taxes on such things as stock trades, bonds, and derivatives. He's going to hit those harder. And he thinks that he can pick up, $1.6 trillion or something by doing that. Pay for everything. He's going to have leftover money.
Right.
You know what I mean? After paying everyone's debt.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, but they keep asking, how are you going to pay for this shit?
I feel like I missed the party, man. If I was, a couple decades later, I'd have this shit paid off. I wouldn't have had to just foregone what I forewent in order to do this. I could have just, enjoyed myself.
I mean, you would have partied just as hard. Now, What happens? You just go there and live there for free then? Would that be how it works? And
yeah, I don't know.
Books are free. And
boy, it's confusing to me. I don't know.
Yeah. So Warren's got a plan. Elizabeth Warren has a plan. So that would be paid for by imposing a 2% fee on fortunes greater than $50 million. Wealth tax designed to target the 0.1%. So if your teepee's more than 10,000 square feet, you'd pay a little bit more.
Why would the ultra rich even stay in the U.S., you know?
Huh?
If this shit goes on, why would the ultra rich even stay here?
Do they?
Yeah, I know.
Most of them are moving on anyways.
Yeah,
and that's what people say. They'll find ways around these stupid loopholes. I mean, does anyone really think that Bernie Sanders is going to get this through and fucking pay off all student debt?
I know. I mean, what a great sales pitch to the younger generation, right?
You're sitting there
fixing to vote. Who should I vote for? Well, I get free college. You get all that, money that I just took out in loans. All that's paid off if he wins. Fuck yeah, I'm voting for that guy.
Well, he thinks they're going to, by saving all that money, they're all going to start, millennials are just going to be buying up houses and cars and everything. And so that's how it'll, keep the economy churning and whatnot. We'll see.
How much money is did they say how much they were about to pay off? How much college debt? And how far back does it go? You know what I mean? Does it, if someone
I don't know. Indebted. See, I'm on the outs of this because I paid mine off. Yeah. I was foolish.
Right.
I was foolish.
Why would you do something
I didn't
so
see
stupid?
the socialism craze coming down the line. I should have seen it, man.
Yeah, yoke's on your face now.
I know.
Yeah, boy, oh boy, you
idiot.
probably feel like a dope,
Stupid
don't you?
me.
Can you get that back? Can you say
Can I take out some loans?
Can you take out some student loans now, and then just refuse to pay them back and make your money back that way? That's terrible.
Not a bad idea.
You should get a check. You should get your money back. Why wouldn't you get your money back? He's got excess money here from the $1.6 trillion he's going to raise.
I need a reparation.
There you go. I can get behind those reparations. So, yeah. Maybe what we could do with all this money we're saving too, we could try to buy. Who the fuck wants to buy Obama's first new car?
What?
His Jeep Cherokee. He got his going up for auction. Who wants to spend $50,000 on a fucking 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee because Obama used it? I guess there's receipts in there, the original title under his name when he was a senator, a handwritten note from John Milner. I think he was like a chief of police or something, to Senator Obama, wanting to discuss a few ideas about the profiling bill. I'd like to see it work. Please give me a call at your convenience.
What, the shit was just left in his glove compartment? Or
yeah.
What? Huh.
Yeah. Some notes, like what he was getting for lunch, his lunch order. There you go.
It's not a bad-looking ride.
It's not bad. Yeah.
So that was his first new car he'd ever had.
Yes.
That's what they're saying?
Up until that point, I had some old beat-up used cars. I still remember walking into that showroom and driving out with that new car. The new car smell. Everything worked. Everything was electronic. And I had to roll up my windows up until that point.
Those old Cherokees have held up, huh?
Yeah.
It's a good-looking truck.
I think I had that same one for a while. Yeah. So, yeah, he sold the car years after he got it, ends up in a used car dealership. A woman named Liz Murphy buys it. And so before she changes the title, she's like, isn't that weirdo running for senator? Oh, Barack Obama? It might be him. And so she fucking Xeroxed it, made a copy, and then had it transferred to her name. And so she sold that thing $26,000 a few years later. And then it sold in 2010, and now 9 years later, they're going to sell it again. So
it's being bought at a premium by people who wanted the car because it was Obama's.
How much are they selling it for? Did you say
she sold it for $26,000?
In 2010, after he'd been elected president, she auctioned the vehicle off. It was purchased for $26,437.50 by John Reznikoff, and who then sold the car in 2010. Now it's up for sale again.
Rezer's selling it.
Yeah, the Rezer's getting rid of it. But he's thinking that he's going to double his investment, $50,000. What moron is going to spend $50,000 on a fucking 2000 Grand Cherokee because Obama drove it for a couple of years?
Yeah, man.
Plus, he was a smoker. He smoked his ass off in that thing,
Good point.
Never going to get that out of the cloth seats.
Well, there has to be greater historical significance just than he drove it for a while, right? He would have had to have done something of value in that.
Well, he probably got blown in that thing.
Yeah, maybe. But you don't know for sure. You need to know for sure.
Let's see. Where would he have been in his relationship with Michelle in 2000? Would he still be in the let's fuck in the Cherokee stages?
Yeah, I don't know, man. How long have they been married, those two? Those lovebirds.
Yeah.
Shit, man, they got 2 college-age kids now. So, yeah, they were together before that.
But 2000, like in a Cherokee, it looked like it was blacked out windows. He could be getting down back there. You could find some DNA.
He could be. Yes, find me some DNA. Then we're in business.
We talking now? We're
then
talking,
we can
right?
clone that son of a bitch and be done with it.
Could you imagine?
Oh, I'm not paying $50,000 just for because he sat in this. He drove it.
Yeah,
Come
but
on,
he's
man.
a president.
So what?
I mean, if you could have
He's a person. Something had to have happened in there. Something big.
You know he got a handy in there at least.
Show me
take
the
a
DNA.
black light. Wouldn't you take a black light immediately to every inch of that?
Show me the DNA.
Yeah. He's going, oh, fuck, someone's going to buy that truck. Michelle, she used to blow, that was her Friday night ritual. She'd blow me in the back of the fucking Cherokee.
Man, they were married in 92. You said that he owned it in 2000?
92, yeah, it's 2000.
8 years into his marriage, you think he's really getting...
Probably not getting blown a lot in it, but, you know, anniversaries, it's possible.
Anniversaries. Special occasions.
Birthdays. That's Obama's thing. He wants to get blown in the back of his Cherokee because he loves it so much. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but hopefully we'll. We didn't talk about Jim Irsay yesterday, did we?
No.
His love of guitars. You know Jim Irsay.
Yeah.
The owner of the Colts, son of, was it Bob Irsay? Was that the dad? I think it was. I think they were both drunks. And yeah. So he is at Christie's auction. Goes there for guitars. He buys his guitar that was owned by Pink Floyd's guitarist David Gilmour, the legendary Black Strat, $4 million.
Oh my God!
Yeah, this thing was played. He used it to record a lot of Pink Floyd stuff. Played it on Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, The Wall. I mean, that's some pretty good music right there. So they estimates for the guitar were like between 100 and 150,000. 3.975 million.
God,
paid
man.
for it. Yeah, Shatter's record. Previous record was 2.7 million. It was a guitar signed by the Rolling Stones that was auctioned off for like tsunami relief. And this is for a benefit too. Gilmour is really into the climate change thing, and so
yeah, he auctioned off a ton of his shit, right?
Yeah, like 120 guitars, and all of the money's going to like, I don't know, save the world or something. So yeah, benefits Client Earth. So yeah, he also bought the acoustic guitar that was played on Wish You Were Here. It's kind of cool, right?
Jim, does he play them or does he just look at them?
Dude, he does. I was reading up about it because I know he's got other guitars, famous guitars, and it sounds like he played when he was younger, and then like studied classical guitar in college. So and then plays the mandolin. Who would have thought? You know, all I ever knew about Jim Irsay was he was he was Drew's buddy. You know?
Oh, really?
He was a neighbor of Drew's. And so they would, when they were kids, like Bob Irsay would get all shit-faced drunk and come home, and he'd be yelling at them because he'd be smoking weed at like 2 a.m. in Jim's room. Be like, God damn it! Stop calling the chef at 3 a.m. to make you guys steak sandwiches.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Chef at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Like, yeah, they get all fucked up, and Jim would be calling the chef and the maid.
Where were they living then?
Chicago. Yep. And so yeah, so anyways, he's got some 90 vintage guitars. Some 46 Martins, one was Elvis's, one that dates back to the 1850s. But the cool thing is he's got George Harrison's Cherry Red 64 Gibson SG, which he bought for $567,000. It's got added value because John Lennon played it prominently on the White Album. And so, but the cool thing is he's like, yeah, I've got all these cool guitars, including Tiger, which is Jerry Garcia's most famous guitar. Bought that for $900,000. But he's like, yeah, I'll like give them out to friends and shit to like play. Like, go play it. You know, like he doesn't just have it like stored in a room.
Yeah, museum.
Like this woman calls like his office or something. It's like, hey, my husband's a huge Grateful Dead fan. Is there any way he could like see it? And he's like, yeah, come on over. So the guy thinks he's going over there to get like a T-shirt, and all of a sudden he's fucking playing Garcia's guitar. He's like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's like, you know, I will never, you know, I acknowledge the privilege that I have and what I have. You know, it's
share it with others.
Yeah, sure. He's like, this kid was ecstatic. He got to play Tiger. I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, he tries to maintain a fan's perspective. You have to continually acknowledge the privilege of being able to own these guitars and the responsibility of taking care of them and sharing them.
Well, Mike, you're a guitar fan. Why don't you write Jim Irsay and
thought about it?
Get on the schedule.
You know, if I could go over there and play Garcia's guitar. Oh,
who would you like to play? Whose guitar would you most like to play?
Honestly, if I could play one guitar, probably Frankenstein, man. Eddie's, you know. I mean, is there a more iconic
How many of those are there?
Well, there's one original. You know, there's one.
That still exists?
Yeah, that Eddie built. Yeah, I mean, that thing is hilarious when you get up close. I mean, I took a bunch of pictures of it because it's hanging outside the Guitar Center there on Sunset Strip.
The original?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's got like you know, you can see the cigarette burns on the wood from when he put the cigarette up in the headstock and it just burned down. But he's got like reflectors that you would see on bikes, like on the back of it.
Yeah.
You know, just like screwed in here. You can see where he fucked with all the he was constantly ripping parts out and putting new ones in, and you know, that'd be really cool just to fuck around with that one. But Andy Padalin, sponge guitarist. He's got something going on right now, which is really cool. I think you can find it on Facebook, but it's called Andy's Guitar. And so he had this guitar built for him, and he was showing it to me, and it's got a sticker on it, and he's like, I want this guitar he said, I just give it to people when I'm out on the road. It's like, oh yeah, you know, we're playing with, you know, whatever band somewhere, and it's like, hey man, will you do me a favor and just play this for one song on stage tonight or backstage? And he's like, through time, this guitar is going to travel the world.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And be played by like everybody who plays it will sign it. And so he's like, you know, Cheap Trick is playing it and fucking these guys. And he's like, you know, I want it to get all around the world, and then, you know, let a fan play it, and then it's going somehow for charity. But the cool thing is, when they built this guitar, and we should talk to Andy about it at some point, they put some sort of tracker in it so that you can go on an app and find out exactly where in the world this guitar is at any given moment.
That's funny.
And see who's playing it, when and where, and gives updates on the thing. So
if Easis's Bingmanship wasn't so poor, I'd ask him to see if he could find that right
now.
Yeah. That's probably stretching it.
It's called Andy's Guitar. I texted him yesterday because I couldn't remember what the name of the thing was, because I know he had a site, he had a page on Facebook, and for some reason I couldn't find it. And so I texted him like, dude, what is the name of the... And he said, yeah, it's Andy's Guitar. So
it's simple.
Yeah. I should be able to find it. If you guys do, let me know. But yeah, let's see. What other ones he's got? Like I said, he's got 90-some guitars. But I thought that was a cool angle of like...
That is very cool.
Letting other people enjoy it and see it, not just hoarding it in your fucking castle. Anything popping up?
This probably is it right here.
You got it up there? Yeah, that's it. That's Andy's guitar. I invited you to like the page, E. Why didn't you like the page?
I don't know, because I get invited. There you go.
So is there an about? Does it say, see the about on the left?
Yeah.
There you go. See what it says. If it says anything yet.
He doesn't have anything. It looks
Okay.
Like
yeah, I know he was just starting it up, and I know the guys from... what the hell band? One of those guys was playing it, and a few guys have already played it, and I can't remember who exactly, but yeah, what a cool concept, right?
Mm.
There's Tantric, the guy from Tantric playing it. Brownsville Station, holy shit, they originally did Smoking in the Boys Room. Is there any audio of that one, E?
How about My Friend Jack?
I don't even remember how to play that, man.
Yeah.
Kind of cool, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to follow that around. I want to play Andy's guitar now. Oh, man, we got an update, Jay, on the kid that was burned in the high school.
Yeah, the chemistry class.
Yeah, you thought maybe there was a little bit of an upside to this because of the chin work that was obviously.
He had quite a chin, man.
Yeah, it was still on the whole, but he's laying it on thick in court. Remember, his mom has reinforced over and over how hideous he is.
Yes, his mom was remarkable.
Remember talking to the daughter? Be prepared.
You do not want to see this.
Yeah, I believe he's going to look very scary to you. Probably look like a monster.
A monster.
Like Frankenstein. It was like, no, you had it at monster. Ugh. If he looks like Frankenstein, that's great. That's not bad news at all if he looks like Dr. Frankenstein.
Good doctor.
So Alonzo Yanes is his name. This poor kid. He says it's this idiot teacher, Anna Poole. They've got expert witnesses on going, what are you doing? The kids were way too close. You didn't even have a plume hood in here to help. You're just all willy-nilly trying to do the rainbow experiment, just tossing shit in. And it blows up on this poor kid. He says he revealed in court, I haven't had sex yet because he believes his disfigured appearance is so unattractive.
Now, when he says he hasn't had sex yet, does he mean he hasn't had sex since the thing, or he was a virgin before?
Good question, E.
Because I would like to know if he knows what he's missing yet, or if he doesn't know what he's missing yet.
Is it just? Is he?
I thought we resolved the penousal meat is fine though.
It is, but it's this part. It looks like he's wearing a dickie, like a burn dickie, if that makes sense. So that's what he's troubled by. Is it possible that this dude just hasn't landed any puss yet? Try as he may.
Yeah,
and lawyers
are a young kid, right?
He's 21 now.
Oh, 21? Oh, well.
Could lawyers be leaning into this? Like, is there anything else we can lay it on thick? And like, this one of them was like, yeah, how many times have you been laid? I'm a virgin still. All right, There we go. There we go. We're going to say that you don't even try. Would a lawyer do something like that? I wouldn't put it past them.
Sure. They're unscrupulous.
Yeah, the way I look, it gets in the way too much. I don't think the scars are very attractive. $27 million. He should probably get $27 million for this. You know what I mean? Like, that is life-altering. This idiot fucking teacher, you know? He also revealed he never gets used to people gawking at him since the accident. It hurts tremendously. And this part I was like, oh, man.
Oh.
He wears glasses. He often takes his glasses off when he's in public, so he can't see people very well.
Oh, no.
So he
can't see their reactions.
He can't see the reactions of horror or staring at him.
Poor guy.
That's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not a single day passes when I don't think about my injuries or what my life would have been if I wasn't involved in that injury. So, yeah, then this damn rainbow experiment. Classroom didn't even have a fire blanket, Jay. This broad had never even used a fire extinguisher. Yep. So, yeah, what was the other thing? She poured methanol into a container. Then, without any warning, there was a big whoosh sound. Giant fireball erupted from the jug. I saw flashes of blue and orange. Sounds like she got pretty successful, though, with the experiment. I mean, if it's supposed to give off a rainbow plume.
She got half of it, at least.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I think his mom, Yvonne, needs to have an attitude overhaul. You know what I mean? I really do. She is quoted
My
in
God,
every one
talk
of these.
about not looking at. I mean, he's still alive. He's okay. I mean, you guys are a mother. You think that you could?
I think once the lawsuit's over, maybe we need a little attitude adjustment amongst the whole family.
Yeah,
right?
I
New
think,
reality. Let's go forward. Let's be positive.
Yeah, I mean you have to, right? You can't just wallow in. I look like a monster. I look like a Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You know, and Elena, don't even look at him. Don't even look at him.
Oh, God.
He's gonna look. He's a hideous ugly face now.
Oh man.
I know. Wouldn't you just be like, "Hey, honey, this is what God has dealt us, and we're gonna fight through this. We're gonna learn from this. We're gonna help others."
Yeah, but they're in the middle of a lawsuit, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is like help. I mean, I guess you can help others in this. He could help others to just say like, hey, push through accidents. But like he can't like he didn't do anything wrong. That's the only too bad. This isn't like a thing where it's like he can almost be like, hey, I was stupid, I was drinking too much, or I was doing this. He was just in class.
Don't go to class, kids.
Yeah. See, that's why I didn't deal with that because I skipped class so much. It just wasn't an option.
Right.
And it could have been worse. He could have worked in a sausage factory in the Philippines.
Oh no. I know where you're going.
Did you see the
Fell
pictures?
in, didn't he? Did he fall in?
Have you seen the pictures?
No.
Sausage factory workers died in the Philippines after being dragged headfirst into a meat mixing machine.
You know what? Best case scenario, though, as discussed.
Yeah, one would think.
First.
One would think. poor Jomar Junko. 18, only been working at the factory for a couple weeks.
So young, so much life.
Yeah. He was killed on Saturday. The accident unfolded about 7:30 a.m. when it was thought that that the teenager got his right arm caught in the mechanism and then was dragged into it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Once that arm's in, and now you're just getting dragged.
No! Turn it off! Turn it off! And there's nothing to say. It's just going. It's a mechanism.
Oh god, yeah, it doesn't stop, and it's meant to take meat down, man.
And you know what? There's plenty of blame to go around here. Okay, Jomar's new, only been there a couple of weeks. They clearly say Jomar did not know how to operate this machine. It was supposed to be operated by coworker Carl Carlos. Nice going, Carl. Nice job, Carl.
These names, man.
He was Carl. They say was way more experienced, but 7:30 in the morning, probably had to take a shit really quick.
Yeah.
Like, Jomar, just don't
fall in.
So Carl steps away for just a moment, they say, and Jomar tried to operate the machine alone. Do you have pictures there?
That's all it takes. One moment. Oh, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
Come on.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Way.
Oh my god, dude.
The kid died. Why are we seeing that?
Fuck.
Isn't that crazy?
That's kind of
Police were able to
good.
So Carl gets back, slow down, Carl. Carl gets back and he sees Jomar's leg sticking out of the machine, and then he rushes to turn it off, but it's too late.
It's too late.
Police managed to extract his still intact body from the machine. The funeral director, and I don't buy this. I think this funeral director is wrong.
Oh.
He believes that he died of suffocation. He was not grinded. He was just stuck. I'm like,
well, they said still intact body.
Well, part of it was. We saw part of it intact. Yeah. But the owner there said Junko's job was to pack finished products, and he should not have been operating any machinery.
Yeah.
You're the boss. You got to keep an eye on him, though, don't you?
Just like yesterday, you mentioned people coming out of their shoes.
Yeah.
Same thing, man. Barefooted, laying in the sausage maker.
Fuck.
It sounds like he wasn't ground up, though. He was just trapped in the thing.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
It totally does. Like that.
Yeah.
This is a different story to me. If his body is truly intact and he was just suffocated inside something,
yeah,
not crunched through there and ground up.
But why? I mean, if it's going into a meat grinder, like
I don't know the mechanism, but
yeah. I was talking to Matt Costa when he was here. He used to do one of the tree trimming jobs. And I was like, yo, man, how dangerous? And he was like, oh, fuck you, dude. Super dangerous. And I'm like, really? He's like, oh, if you're not watching exactly what you're doing, I can easily see how people could be thrown right into that thing. I'm like, you ever have a close call? He's like, fuck no, but.
Like Branch is going in, Branch catches your wrist, takes it with you.
Yep.
Dude,
takes you with it.
Our neighborhood has a lot of trees or whatever, and so, if I go jogging in the morning, sometimes those things are out there, and even when I'm on the other side of the street jogging, I'm kind of like,
don't fall in, don't fall in.
Don't trip, and then all of a sudden, whoa.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
I think about it.
I mean, I see those things too, and those guys pushing the thing in, and it's like, I always picture just the blast of red coming out the other side.
Yeah, it's,
I mean, that would ruin your
Fargo,
day.
Right? Fargo was the movie.
Fargo, yeah. The
wood chipper.
Yeah, the foot sticking. That was the famous scene when the cop walks up and in the backyard. Anyway. Ugh. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, you're no longer at your previous employer. Should your 401k still be there? What are your options? Leave the money with that plan, roll over the assets to a new employer's plan, roll over to an IRA, or cash out. Call Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial for a complimentary consultation to see if an IRA rollover may be the right decision for you. Call 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Jay, do you remember the first time, like, your kids swore? Like, at what age was it like, I heard them swear? You probably don't hear them swear that much. You've heard them swear, though, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Is that like an early thing where a kid will say shit or asshole?
No, I don't have that story where I'm driving along and my little kid's sitting in the back car seat and drops an F. I don't have that story. I don't remember.
because I was watching this video, and he sent me, it's a preschooler. It looks like it's a preschool graduation going on, which is such a stupid ceremony, but whatever. I don't need to get into that. And this kid,
little 4-year-old,
yeah, and he's clearly comfortable. He tells the teacher to shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering if that's like some habit he picked up at the house, or
yes.
You think so? You want to see him? Did you find it unbleeped, E?
Oh shit! You know what? I thought the one I had. I don't think he was bleeping this one.
Okay, maybe not. I was just asking if it was.
Okay.
They don't have caps and gowns? What kind of graduation is this?
I believe you see some caps and gowns.
There they are. Yeah, there's the cap.
This kid doesn't give a fuck.
Parents, good afternoon. Boys and girls.
Wow.
Shut the fuck up. Hey.
Oh my gosh.
No, thank you.
You need to leave? No, bitch.
Okay.
Oh,
come on.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, he's out. Get out of here, toddler.
Holy crap.
Well, in his defense, she was that was like,
she came in hot.
She's not 100. Like, that was,
yeah.
I wanted to yell, shut the fuck up, man. The fuck is that about?
I did too, but I'm not 4.
Well, I mean,
let's hear that one more time.
The story was titled, "This Kid Gives Zero Fucks."
Yeah, so it's the kid in the orange right there. Now that let's
Hell yeah.
see that one more time.
And she does come in hot, dude.
She does.
Let's be fair.
He's just looking.
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon.
Jeez.
Boys and girls. Shut the fuck up. Hey.
Nice.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
You need to leave? No, bitch.
Okay.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, good boy. No, bitch.
Wow.
What's fuck too is the other kids, like, you can tell it's at a point, like, they don't necessarily even know what he's saying. Because they don't, you know what I mean?
Good.
Like,
Yeah.
like a few, like,
good for them.
5-6 years later or something like that, 13-ish or whatever, kids would be chuckling, like,
Yeah.
oh shit, dude, he just said no, fuck you to the teacher.
Yeah.
They don't even, like, know, I don't think that something happened.
It's a great
almost.
call, man. I love that kid. You know what I mean? He's not going to be pushed around. You know what I mean? Like, he's establishing early. It took you, Jay, having your merchandise stolen, and then swearing, I will stand up for myself.
That's right.
You know what I mean? This son of a bitch is in preschool, and he's like, you know what? Fuck you. Don't get in my face yelling like that, bitch.
Can we put this one in the astronom file and check this one in, 10 years, 12 years?
I'm seeing good things in this kid's
Yeah.
future. Yeah. I mean, he's establishing himself. He's confident. He's a confident young man.
God,
And dude, he didn't mutter under his breath. Oh my God, man.
No, I know.
He fucking bitch, shut the fuck up. Yell at me like that. Do you need to leave the room? No, bitch. No. My fucking graduation,
right.
bitch.
No, bitch.
Can I
Yeah,
see
the
that? Play it again.
follow-up indicates that, like, at first you're like, well, maybe that's just, he's like a parrot,
Yeah.
He's just repeating what he's heard, and he doesn't
Yes.
really know the context or meaning of this. But no, he does.
Smart kid.
Yeah, it pulls out a no, bitch.
No, bitch.
No, bitch.
Imagine he's,
I'm thinking about it.
that young man knows how to treat a lady.
He's sitting in these little tiny plastic seats that you find in preschool, sitting there facing forward. And he's not graduating. Note that.
Yeah.
He is not in the graduating class.
Well, he's going to wrap things up in summer school. He'll get his fucking diploma, but whatever.
Okay,
Get his GED.
He's at that point. He's getting his GED from preschool. It's at that thing where if his toes touch the ground, they're barely touching.
Right.
Right.
He's a little wee guy.
Yeah, it's just half his can is on that sheet. The back half of that sheet is empty. But go ahead. And again, plenty of fault to go around.
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon. Boys and girls. Shut the fuck up. Hey.
Nice.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
You need to leave? No, bitch.
Damn.
And a boy. You know what? No, I don't need to leave, bitch. You think you're talking to, man?
Looks like a parent grabs him, though.
Yeah.
So at least there's that.
I like the no thank you. No thank yous. The
Yeah,
parents.
what's with the no thank you? That seems like an odd reaction. However, they've just been met with a 4-year-old screaming, shut the fuck up, in front of their toddlers. But doesn't that seem, there might have been an errant, whoa.
I don't know what my reaction would be.
Would this
But
be
no thank you.
no thank you. Shut the fuck up. No thank you. Let's hear it again. Let's hear their reaction in the background.
Okay.
Let's see what the peanut gallery's up to.
Pomp and circumstance.
Good afternoon, parents.
Someone says that's not nice.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
The woman across the way, you see her?
pink?
Yes, she just head to knees, like, oh my God, I can't believe you just did
laughing
that.
though.
Yeah,
I think she's laughing
for sure.
And here's the thing. Okay, she comes in hot. She's screaming. Does she have a fucking actual turntable? It sounds like there's a needle scratch when pomp and circumstance is going on. So I don't know what kind
let's
of.
Listen closely.
So, but when she comes in and is like, "Ladies and gentlemen," and then she goes right in his fucking face, "Boys and girls."
Yeah, she kind of does a sweep with her hand.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's been
He sees it as threatening, maybe. Perhaps.
Absolutely. You know, maybe singling him out because he's not graduating today for whatever reason.
I wonder if there's if this was like, there'd been any animosity like between the student and the teacher before.
Oh, it certainly appears there has been.
Wait, you don't think this is an isolated incident?
I think this has been a
graduation?
problem all year long.
Well, no, but like, I mean, I guess I meant more like obviously he's probably some child, troubled child that she has to deal with. But I meant like in a very serious, like, were they actually more than just like, oh, I've had to put him in the corner, like did they have actual like heated arguments before?
Well, I don't know what their relationship was like, but I wouldn't want to give him a lot of work. You know what I mean? Can you imagine trying to get him to fucking do his ABCs? Fuck you, bitch. You do the ABCs.
At least she gets her summers off,
She does, to recover.
One more time, he's just...
Okay.
Listen to how much clearer it gets every time, too. It just jumps out at you.
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the fuck up. Hey.
Nice.
Oh, that lady bent over.
You.
You need to leave? No, bitch.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I mean, dude.
Look, there goes his dad grabbing him.
Is that dad or I don't know what that... And the problem for dad is someone's going to ask a question or two like, so what's going on in the house, man? Like, fuck.
Shut
Can
the
I
fuck
hear it one
up
more
and
time?
no
Like-
bitch out of a 3-year-old, 4-year-old?
Yeah.
Damn.
And one more time I want to hear because his shut the fuck up is delivered with such assertiveness. Like, he really gives zero fucks.
You're right. I mean,
He
the
knows
timing
what's-
of it, he says
his
it.
classmates don't even react. They've heard this shit from him every day for a year, And to come in that strong to an adult, to a parental unit of authority. Shut the fuck up! Oh, I love it. Love this
What
kid.
is she wearing as far as those pants are concerned?
She's kind of hot, isn't she? A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, E.
They're like
One more
dress-
time. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the fuck up. Hey.
No,
thank you.
No, thank you.
You need to leave? No, bitch.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, get out of here, you. Saw this coming. I'm sorry, guys. I did see this coming.
He certainly does look like the bad apple, though, because Jesus is right. All the other kids are just like, just sitting here at a graduation.
Yeah, couldn't even get through a graduation party. I mean, that's supposed to be a great day, the kickoff of summer.
And what kind of percentage is that? 2 out of 9 kids graduating? Come on, lady, up your game. You got to move them through the process.
Are we sure they didn't graduate? Or, I mean, they're not wearing the hat, and they don't have the tassel that you flip over.
Maybe some people
to
just
the other
didn't wear the
side, but-
hat or something. I don't know.
They're matriculating.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the 4-year-old, the school colors clash with his gang colors. You know what I mean? Like, and so he won't wear them. Who knows? But anyway, let's take a quick time out. Did you see the hot air balloon?
No, I don't think I did.
Missouri.
No.
Boy, you really don't want a hot air balloon getting out of control as it's coming in for a landing. It doesn't go well for some people. I'll show you the video when we come back, Jay.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mike and Jay. God, dude, I need more information about the shut the fuck up kindergarten preschooler.
I want to know 5, 6, 8 years from now where my man is. I'd like to follow his career.
Yeah, I'm serious. We got to get this kid like a show. He needs a TV show or something, you know?
That'll work for what's her name, whatever that girl is.
Yeah, Cash Me Outside.
Yeah, now she's a rap star, I guess.
She's a millionaire now. And, you know, she basically was just a cunt to her mother on the Dr. Phil show. And then lashed out to the audience, Cash Me Outside, Cash Me Outside. Now she tours the world. I mean, that's what we do in this country. We give people multi-million-dollar contracts when they clearly deserve them.
You're so right. It's like,
and that kid, if we hook that kid up now at 3, 4 years old, whatever he is, you know, dude, tell me you wouldn't go to a theater show where you can meet the shut the fuck up preschool kid.
A budding success story for sure.
You know, he gets up there and every night it's this big closer is shut the fuck up. You know, on stage, the place goes nuts.
No, bitch.
No, bitch. You know, is the show done now? No, bitch. You know, and then he goes out and he signs some autographs. You know.
Just how you describe that. I mean, it's dead on, but it's like all it was is she was on Dr. Phil for being a fucking annoying child.
No, for being a cunt to her mother, not an annoying child. Yeah, for being an out of control piece of shit.
And then the audience members start booing her, and so she challenges them to a fight by saying, "Cash me outside, how about that?" And now she's touring the world rapping
as the Cash Me Outside girl. Why couldn't he tour the world as the shut the fuck up preschooler? I mean, there's no good reason he shouldn't be on tour right now.
Zero good reason.
You know what I mean?
Zero.
Get this kid some tats. Send him on the road, man. That's where he belongs. Clearly, he's got a future in entertainment. We laughed our asses off at him.
That's a good point.
We'd have him, you know, some D-list promoter will be calling us going, "Hey, man, any interest in interviewing the shut the fuck up preschooler? Like, can he come in studio?" Yes, we'll take him. Goddamn right we will.
He'll be doing a show at St. Andrews on Friday, and we'll interview him on Thursday.
Yep. I love it. And if I find, you know, this is a concern of late. You know, I had a story today in here, Jay, and I was asking E about it. I was like, you know, dude, I don't even know if this is real or what. 'Cause some of it, you know, these stories, and this is a real thing now where people are just making up fake fucking stories and putting them out there. If I find that shut the fuck up was somehow altered, he didn't really say that. That's not how that played out in the preschool graduation ceremony.
That'd be disappointing.
Horribly disappointing. Horribly. And so I was like, there's apparently video online, new version of Operation, the game, Operation, and players use just essential oils, performing a medical procedure instead of like taking the bone out of his leg or whatever. Remember the game Operation when you were a kid? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't even know.
I understand that though, just essential oils.
Yeah, pull up the picture, E.
Here, just a second.
'Cause I'm like, this might just be a joke, and I think it is.
No, it definitely.
It's from a one of those satirical sites or something. I'm like, fuck, so tired of these damn stories that are in real news. They're in news stories. You know what I mean? Like, so it says, a press release Friday, Hasbro announced a new version of classic board game Operation, which players use essential oils to treat serious medical conditions rather than taking the patient. Do you remember the patient's name?
Mr. Body?
Cavity Sam?
Oh, Mr. Body was from Clue, right?
Was it Clue?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The one, I thought that was Mr. Mustard, like,
no, but
Colonel Mustard.
Yeah, somebody died, remember? It was
yeah.
Mr. Body, I think.
Okay. Not a very original name, honestly.
This is what, is it?
What do you mean? The Operation, the game? Cavity Sam is his name. So the point of the essential oils is, well, medicines have changed, and so, you know, we don't need to do these invasive, expensive surgeries. So players draw a card to see which ailment they're supposed to cure, and then how much money they'll earn for success. Instead of using tweezers to remove potentially deadly growths all throughout Sam's body, players will need to apply the correct oil. If they put the wrong oil into the board, blend the concoction improperly, or miss their target, the board will buzz. So, but it's just a bullshit story, and that's what worries me about, you know, shut the fuck up. Is if somehow someone altered that and changed it, you know, maybe he said something rude, he was a little stinker, but he didn't go, you know, no bitch.
Could be, although there are multiple tracks playing there, right? You'd have to have decent audio editor to do that.
Would you? I don't know, man. I think you could easily dub in something and make that work. That wouldn't be that hard with any editing software. It's unfortunate, but
it is an annoyance of these like I don't like that so many fake things out there. There's just so much shit out there now that like these like satirical websites that are just devoted to joke stories, I guess. But videos, people are so freaking good at these videos, and it's like I don't know when we were doing the thing we were talking about the other day about that demon drop thing or whatever that. The thing that was like going up into swings and
Euro drop,
where it's like that one was fake. That looked so, even though you could look at it and go, dude, this probably isn't even possible. It looked so real, and so when I scroll down things, I'm always just like, I don't even believe them.
Yeah, I don't believe Dobby actually walked down that driveway.
I wouldn't go that far. We saw pretty clear evidence.
I think they were saying it was a kid with pants on his head or something.
Oh, is that what they're saying? Yeah. He was still walking. I'm going with Dobby still.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sticking by that one.
So you have further evidence?
Yeah, I'm gonna need more evidence to prove that for sure.
Hey, get a 2-pack of MyPillow's premiums for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at mypillow.com. Use promo code TDC for this discount.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, whatever. I'll get to the hot air balloon in just a moment. Looks like maybe things are going south for the Chicago State's attorney Kim Foxx.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special investigator looking into that.
Mm-hmm. Couple judges pointing some things out. So this is obviously we all know what's going on here. She's the first black, state's attorney in the history of Chicago, so we can't let that stand. So we've got to take her down a notch because she's black. That's what she thinks, which is probably true. It has nothing to do with her behavior. It's basically that she's black, and so now she needs to be taken down to Chinatown.
I still can't believe you passed up an opportunity to yell at Jussie Smollett. You could have just been like, liar, liar!
Yeah, I know. Well,
I know. I get it.
I was alone. I'm not in my hometown. And he walks into the fucking restaurant,
I would have, whatever food I was eating, even
thrown
if
it at him?
No, I just would have cleared the bill. If I had to throw cash down, I would have done it and gone ate somewhere. So then I could be like, okay, here's 20, whatever, here's my stuff. Walk out and just be like, liar, liar. And then just go eat somewhere else or something.
I was contemplating a game plan. Was it Mel's Diner I said it was at? I think it was Mel's Diner across the street from my hotel in Los Angeles. And he walked in. And he did like a weird lap. It's one of those old timey, like think of the milkshakes and the fucking
like the Back to the Future diner.
Yeah, or Pulp Fiction. Kind of one of those.
Okay.
They got a car. It's a drive-in, and that shit. So, and the waitresses are all really old and still trying to doll up.
Named Flo.
Yeah, exactly. And he's walked in. And then just kind of walked right past me, and then did sat down for 2 seconds, and then got up and finished his lap and left. So I didn't have time to react. It was like, whoa.
He sat down.
Yeah, no, he didn't stay.
Wow.
And I was mid bite, and it was like, that's fucking Jussie Smollett. Holy shit. And then he was gone.
Yeah,
so
I'll give you a little more.
I think that was a dry run.
Maybe.
Dry run of his next.
Well. What I was thinking was maybe he was going to walk in, case the joint, see if anyone says anything to him, like, liar, liar. So I don't know. Maybe someone came out of the bathroom and gave him a stink eye.
Like he's just hoping people do it so then he can go and
re-victimize himself. Yeah. I'm called a liar everywhere I go.
Yeah, maybe if you'd done what I wanted, you would have gone right into his plan there. And then he could be like, see, everywhere I go, people say this stuff.
But he's a liar. He could just lie about all that.
That's
true. And so is Kimberly Foxx, the state's attorney. She told reporters on Friday, and why you would do this, I don't know, but she was just following the advice of counsel and of my chief ethics officer when she decided against ordering a special prosecutor to oversee the decision on whether or not to charge Smollett. Now that puts her fucking ethics officer, who I believe quit when this all blew up, was like, no, I am not sticking around for this shit. So her former chief ethics officer, April Perry, sent an email to reporters later that day, says not only contradicts Fox's claims, it actually shows the opposite. My advice was that First Assistant Joe Maggots seek the court's approval and request a special state's attorney appointment in this matter. I prepared a motion an order to that effect and email it to the first assistant on February 20th. Shortly after sending that email, the first assistant advised me that the state's attorney, Foxx, determined that the motion and order should not be filed. So court records show Foxx never issued a special prosecutor order, which would have barred not only her, but her entire office. That only makes sense from working on the Smollett case. It is a chief ethics officer's job to provide the best advice and guidance possible based upon the facts given to her at the time. Sometimes that advice is followed, sometimes it is not.
And she had received information early on, this ethics officer, that Foxx had been contacted by Smollett's people, right?
Right.
Because they had mutual friends.
Yeah, there was a family friend or something.
Wasn't it actually Michelle Obama? Or?
Well, Michelle Obama got them in touch with her.
Hooked them up with somebody.
Yes, right. Yes. But I don't know. Well, yeah, I think, didn't they show pictures of Foxx at like the White House with Michelle on a couple occasions?
I feel like I saw that, but maybe I imagine.
Yeah. There's other stuff here too. So you got the judge, Judge Michael Tuman ordered a special prosecutor re-examine the Smollett case on Friday, saying the office had mishandled it by effectively naming her own special prosecutor, which is basically what she did and giving it to her second in command. States' attorneys are clearly not meant to have unbridled authority to appoint special prosecutors. Foxx appointed her top assistant to an office, to an entity that has no legal existence. There isn't an office of the acting state's attorney. It existed only in the imagination of Ms. Foxx. Ooh. Fellow Judge Mark Martin, I thought this was kind of interesting, piles on and criticizes her. He says, these are proceedings during a different case in the court there, and against 21-year-old Candace Clark. So Smollett avoided having to pay the $130,000 in restitution, estimated amount of money that the city would have spent, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like Smollett, Clark had been charged with a felony count of filing a false police report. She let an acquaintance take money out of her bank account before telling police the money had been stolen. Clark has been ordered to pay $2,800 in restitution. Judge Martin took issue with this. I'd like to know why Ms. Clark is being treated differently than Jussie Smollett. It's a disorderly conduct case, a lot less egregious than Mr. Smollett's case. Ms. Clark is not a movie star. She doesn't have a high-priced lawyer, and this smells big time. Your office created this mess. There's no publicity on this case. Press gets a hold of this, it'll be in the newspaper. Dude, that's starting to crumble around her now. And I don't even think her crying racism is going to matter.
She blamed Trump yet? She could do that, right?
Oh, has she blamed
I would hold that just a little bit longer.
Yeah, see how race plays out.
Yeah, I would just see how the race.
But isn't that the ultimate Trump card, so to speak? She can go to the race, kind of dabble in the race card.
See what happens there.
But who's not going to be on her team? You know,
Trump! You're right. You don't even have to say what that means. Just say, just have her do a press conference. Say Trump.
Well, she does have a point.
Because
Trump.
She could say, "Look, I've been frazzled lately. The mental state is not what it normally is."
See, that's what I thought Jussie was going to have to do. I thought he was going to have to
do anything in the end.
I know, in the end, just yeah.
He's going to have to do something in the end because they're going to re-examine this case and they're going to they're going to start this whole thing over again. And I hope all the evidence comes out. God damn it, all of it. All right, you want to see the hot air balloon?
Yeah, man. Does it involve people falling? Because I love to watch people fall.
I
don't,
know.
however, want to see people fall out of a hot air balloon. That's not going to happen, right?
From a distance of 5 feet or 10 feet
I'm
would be
fine
fine,
with that,
okay?
yeah.
I don't know that anyone topples out of the balloon, but it comes in a bit hot, as hot air balloons are known to do, coming in for a landing. And I from what I understand, this is in Missouri. It's a balloon festival in Missouri. Turned into quite a scene as one of the balloons botched its landing and crashed into a crowd of spectators. Young girl suffered minor injuries after the balloon crashed through some tree limbs. It struck spectators at the Hannibal Bicentennial Celebration. So that was on Saturday. And they do say an experienced balloonist. And I don't know what makes one an experienced balloonist.
A balloon pilot?
Yeah, I guess. Is it the guy that goes and turns the flame?
I'd want someone experienced if I were in the basket. Yeah, that's important.
I think an experienced balloonist would be good too.
Preferred.
Now, they do give him the title of experienced balloonist. He was attempting to land when the hot air balloon grazed a tree, tipping the basket. That screams unexperienced
or
balloonist.
Inexperienced.
Yeah.
One of the two.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not going to judge the guy.
All right, let's see. Here he comes over the treetop, huh?
Yeah.
Or through the treetop. as it were.
Yeah.
Here it
comes.
Here he comes.
He's coming in way too
It's like,
hot.
when do you start to go, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Oh, maybe not, maybe not.
He's experienced.
Whoa. He's coming right in, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Look out, everybody.
Yeah, we're coming in hot. Sorry, guys, heads up.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
That picture right there, what you just saw, is the best. You got to get a different angle.
He just buzzed him. That one right there took somebody out of the chair.
Woman and a kid, and that's a woman and a child. There's another angle, E, where you can see the wallop.
How are you hit? How are you struck when this thing has already come 150 yards across the field with people jumping up and running?
Yeah.
How are you struck at that point? You don't look back at some point and go, "Oh shit!"
You would hear the screaming. Now she's a larger woman.
You remain in your chair facing the other way.
Yeah.
Now deserve it, maybe.
Well, who was the girl? What was the girl we really got on her bigly? When she had a split-second decision to make, and it was like, go right, go left, it doesn't matter, just don't stand where you are.
The little girl who was hit by the car.
Yeah, what was her fucking name again?
Oh, shit, man.
She had a
great name.
She had a great name, and it really kept the story alive in our world for a couple days, longer than it should have. But I can't remember her name, but, we in the end put most of the blame on her for not making a decision right or left, instead just panicking and
tried to stick the car, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is great because I love how the balloon just skims everybody, it buzzes everybody, and then takes off a little bit higher. Like it comes in like it's grazing the grass, and then it lifts up a bit again.
It must
did the guy give it a little fire there, or
maybe he did a little boost.
Try to take her up.
Yeah, take her. Like a pilot on an aircraft carrier misses his wire, and he's got to take back off again.
Yeah.
Maybe we got something similar like that here. I think the feeling that I get when I watch this balloon coming in hot the way it is, when you lose control of your car, even if you're going only a few miles per hour, and you hit an icy patch, and
it's the worst feeling ever,
and it's like, oh no, it's stop, no,
yeah,
and you really don't have control. I think the feeling is similar for when he starts clipping people and branches.
Well, I'm not seeing anyone in the basket. Is this a runaway balloon?
I don't know if this isn't a news story, but this is the other angle.
This is the angle.
All right, let's see this baby. She's gonna get walloped, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's spectacular, Jay. It really is. And again, I hate to blame victims here.
Here he comes.
Boy,
you do have to get out of the way, don't you? There's no.
Okay, he's coming in. What are you doing, lady?
It was right there.
So watch the fat lady here trying to run away.
Yeah, she doesn't get hit, but still, what is the point?
No, this one does. Bam!
Oh.
Yeah.
Even that one in the green, what is she doing?
God knows, man.
Like, look at that. What is she running at?
Yeah.
Like, what is she doing right? She is just lucky.
Is she holding a child? Is child being held there?
Yeah, you're right. She looks like she's...
What is her play here? What is she
trying
trying to do?
The falling tree. Just move to one side.
Look at this right there.
Can we get audio of this, E? Please, will you turn the audio on?
Just clipped in the back of the neck, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ouch.
I mean,
an excited crowd to realize this hot air balloon was coming in too close, too fast, and too low.
Where is the pilot? All right, there he is. Look at the pilot's down in the basket of this one. He's shamed.
Down.
He's shamed.
Oh, wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
So what?
Embarrassing.
The one thing you need to do as an experienced balloonist is not hit trees, wires, and people, right? I mean, that's like the end game thing you don't want to do. And look at he just wiped that woman out.
Yeah, that one.
I didn't know they came in with such a sweep.
Yeah. So he's still up right here, right? In his basket.
Yeah. And now he hits this lady and he's like, oh, I'm ashamed. I'm down.
Celebrating Hannibal, Missouri.
Did he take two kids and a fat woman out?
Saturday night.
I think he
to
did.
realize
I think
this
so.
hot air balloon was coming in too close, too fast, and too low.
Too low. And too low.
Hundreds out celebrating Hannibal, Missouri's
Oh
bicentennial Saturday night.
Hannibal's bicentennial Saturday night.
Cheers.
Look at these people still. Like,
and chaos.
Well, that is
Look out! Look out!
Sandra Feldworth had her camera ready to capture
here we go.
the balloon
Here we go.
landing.
And then all of a sudden the balloon dropped.
Oh.
And it went flying in between two other trees and you could see people kind of scattering, and you could hear gasps from the crowd.
You heard gasps?
The balloon's basket dragging along the crowd, knocking down people.
He cleaned her out, didn't
he? Then he lifts back up.
Scrambling as the balloon bounced through the crowd.
Great angles of this,
Melanie
man.
and Stephen Locke saw it all.
You could just see kind of everybody split.
What was he thinking?
Trying to get out of the way.
I mean,
we did a field sobriety test on him, right?
Down pretty hard on him. I know 2 or 3 people I think got hit by it, but no serious injuries.
He's buzzing the control tower, man.
Look at him! Look at him!
Nearly tipping out of the basket when it touched down before going airborne again.
He's gonna have scratches on his face, dude.
Finally, a group of
wailed those tree
bystanders
branches.
was able to grab hold of the runaway balloon and bring an end to its wild ride.
Wild ride. Jerry from power lines everywhere, man.
Yeah,
maybe that's what he was worried about.
Well,
gotta bring this
up
bird
higher.
down.
Get up higher.
I know, but I'm just saying, do you know, Mike? I mean, no, not to give him. I've got to give him some benefit of the doubt. Do we know there wasn't a reason on balloons? I don't know what they do. Was there gusts of wind that he just could have controlled?
You know, that's his call to make. But winds, gusts. If gusts happen, it's Mother Nature. It's unpredictable. If gusts arise, he's got a job to do, right?
I know, but
get
I'm
it down safely. You don't come in screaming like that.
I'm looking at the windsock on the side of this thing. See how he's got that?
Yeah,
right.
I do.
And it's just pointed down.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem with the winds.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know anything about.
Boy, you really want to offer the benefit of the doubt to this son of a bitch, don't you?
I don't know.
He came in like a fucking bowling ball.
I think it was intentional.
Yeah. I don't know what else to think it is. You know.
I do think it's funny that one scene of like the first one I showed you from that angle where it was coming at us, but only because like people sit there and you can tell people kind of like, oh, it's probably still okay. He knows what he's doing. He knows
You'd be thinking that, right?
For sure.
Whoa! He's getting closer.
Yeah, it's one of those where the roller coaster comes off the tracks right at you. It's like, nah, they got this.
Yeah.
They would not put me in harm's way.
They wouldn't.
And, you know.
Looking back on it, I will say, like, as a kid, I remember thinking that he just made a mistake. Looking back on it, maybe I don't know how these things work. Maybe they set it up originally so he was going to land. But we had a balloon land at our neighbor's yard. And it was just all of a sudden like, oh shit. And then like, now he landed a huge fucking balloon. And looking back and I think as a kid, I thought, damn, something must have happened that he just landed there. But I don't know. Is that something that people would do maybe where they would set it up where he would land in their yard?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because, I mean, our yards
they're
big.
I know there's a balloonery in Linden, I think it is, that my dad has taken off from. Is that close to you? Like how? No, that's not too close to you.
No.
Don't they usually strap those things down so you can go up, but they can't run away? Because balloons get a mind of their own.
This guy clearly was people on a ride, but like, I mean, we have big yards. They're like 2 acres, but I don't know that
Linden, Fenton. Is Fenton near you?
Not really.
No.
I mean,
no idea.
But it was just I remember it happening though. A balloon landed in our neighbor's yard.
Yeah, that's an odd circumstance.
Yeah, I mean, was there a shindig going on? I mean, did you see other
much
smaller balloons?
I do.
Pretty epic.
As a kid, it seemed like a big fucking deal. Like all of a sudden, this huge fucking balloon is landing in the.
If you saw a balloon and a guy land in the yard, and then. He walked away?
Well, no,
Was there a setup in the yard with a bunch of signs?
No, God, no.
Did a truck come and they deflated it?
I do remember the truck coming, but like I don't remember as a kid if it was already there, like they knew that's where it was going to land, or if it was like they were on a walkie-talkie and like, oh shit, this is where we are.
Well, it'd be hard to hide.
They are hard to hide, very hard. Yeah.
So, anyway,
hey, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we've gone late. Sorry, but I think it was worth it to watch those various angles.
It's a great video.
Yeah, I love it. It's one good thing about the social media world and the instant video world. We do get some good angles and some good shit. So anyway, call it a day there. Thanks everybody for joining us. We will be back tomorrow. We'll see you guys then.
Listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you, Detroit.